I'm Ed Bartram. I've had a studio just up the east branch of the Humber Creek from the McMichael Gallery, and I'm very pleased that the gallery has decided to mount an exhibition of my work. It'll be on until January the 3rd, 2010. This exhibition is a selection from my work of the last 12 years. Chris Finn entitled this exhibition, Ed Bartram, The Eye Within. I think it's an appropriate title because I have differed from the group of seven in that I have looked at this classic Canadian landscape from a different point of view. I've tended to focus in on the details, the intimate details of the surface of a rock. And I've looked for intimate abstract patterns there. And I've made that the basic subject of the work of art. The group of seven tended to do the more classic interpretation of the grand landscape. In a sense, I've grown up in the shadow of the group of seven. And my grandfather built a cottage on the shores of Georgian Bay near the village of Leith, and Tom Thompson grew up on a farm on the edge of that village. And in my childhood, my family rented a house in the village of Leith, and I got to know the same landscape in Georgian Bay that Tom Thompson did before he went to explore the north. And like Thompson, when I was a teenager, I used to work on the eastern shores of Georgian Bay, further north, taking young people on canoe trips. And it was there that I discovered an abandoned island. And when I got my first job as an art teacher, I decided to purchase that island, and I built a summer studio there. During the course of working there, I discovered my imagery. When I looked around my island studio, I found these vast rock surfaces that had been the rock had been scraped clean by the glaciers. And you could see these wonderful abstract Canadian patterns. The print island Manitou is actually the coast of the island in which I have my summer studio. I paint by hand on the plastic plate before I put it through my hand press. Each print, therefore, is variable, and although these are original prints in a small edition from 12 to 20 prints, I put VE in front of each number to tell people that each impression is unique because it has hand painting on the plate before I put it through the printing press. In this print, OSA Lake, I went up with a group of artists from the Ontario Society of Artists to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Society. And it opened up the exploration of a whole different section of the Georgian Bay coast. In recent years, I've been going up to Killarney Park and to the northern parts of Georgian Bay in search of my imagery. And there's a number of examples of my work from the Killarney region of Georgian Bay, which in some ways is more traditional, more like the group of seven because of the mountainous terrain there. It's quite different from the flat stratified rock of southern Georgian Bay. The Bouclier Canadien prints in this exhibition are two impressions that relate back to my original etching series, the Canadian Shield. They're close-up studies of the rock formations with lichens on top. They're made from several plates printed one on top of the other. The last plate to be printed is a plate of the lichens, which sits on top of the rock striations and gives a beautiful embossment texture, just as the lichens sit on the rock of the Canadian Shield. The 100th this is the fulfillment of a dream of many years. I've been coming to the McMichael Gallery since the McMichaels first opened up their home and since A.Y. Jackson used to sit in front of the fireplace.